It's July 9th, 2023, and welcome to episode 81 of the BABYMETAL podcast. We gather in the podcast Discord server now and again to discuss news and thoughts on the past and future projects of BABYMETAL. We invite you to join us, whether you're a longtime fan or have only just arrived. I am Paul, and I am joined by Kevin.
Hey, hello, welcome back.
And Maggie.
Howdy, everybody.
All right, so it's a month has elapsed since we recorded last. Various things have happened.
Remember when we did this every 2 weeks?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, we're just catching back up. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. If we kept that cadence, we'd be at like episode 200.
It's quite possible, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a lot. That's
a lot.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so a bunch of things have happened in the last month. Some of them we knew about in advance. Some of them are kind of new. I think it's fairly clear what should be the notional topics of this episode. There are two, basically.
BABYMETAL.
Yeah.
Well, no, I meant... Actually, one of them isn't. That's the interesting part. Neither is, come to think of it. But yeah, we can sort of run down like things that have happened and see if anyone has anything to say about those things. Mm-hmm. Where we last left off, they were just about to play in Australia, and they did, so that's done. And I guess the touring playing part is over for a bit. Like they haven't played for a while, and there's still a while left before they play again.
Yeah, their next set of tours is not until the end of August, all of September into October, and then the other half starts November. Or maybe the end of October. I can't remember. So, yes, they're on a calming time.
A little bit of a break.
At this
Summer Sonic in a month and a half.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, is that the first thing? I think Rising Sun Rock Festival is, I think, the first thing they have that I have Rising down here on August 12th.
Yeah, is at the beginning of the month, I think. Yeah.
So... Excellent. But it's already, July 9th, did I say? So,
yes.
Yes.
We're getting there.
Coming soon.
Yeah.
Yes,
so the BABYMETAL Returns, the one editions showed up. They went out and showed up. We also, just before that, had a live ship stream of it. But, all it was a lower bit rate. But yeah, so that gave the world a chance to see Doki Doki Morning, which was not available prior to the live ship stream and the arrival of these BABYMETAL Returns Blu-rays.
So that was exciting.
I guess we talked about it when Kevin saw it happen. So I don't know if there's much more to say. It was kind of interesting to see. So just, as if anyone doesn't know what was going on, they had this sort of like alternate universe BABYMETAL performing alongside them, and when they did this in the Blu-ray, they actually did a little bit for part of it when they were sort of like getting up, waking up from the floor or whatever. They did a little split screen that kind of indicated like who was supposed to correspond to who, which was
that was
kind of
cute. That was pretty cute.
Yeah,
I've seen pictures.
That was one of the most fun bits of editing I think they've ever put in one of their lives. That whole song, the energy was just fun to watch. It was a welcome. They focused on things instead of just jump cutting around all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I feel like I say this every other time we record, but I'm still irritated about the fact that like this so often you can't see what the whole group is doing together, even though they're doing some synchronized thing. But anyway, okay, so there was that, and it also showed up on iTunes, so it's pretty widely available now. I didn't get it on iTunes.
Yeah.
I apologize.
I get most of my stuff on Google, so oh well.
Yeah. And in that same neighborhood, we also got a WoW airing of BABYMETAL Begins Black Knight. So that's pretty excellent. We got to see we didn't get to see the new costumes yet, right? Because we're still awaiting Clear Night. But that's coming up soon to, what is it, July 29th. Wow, we'll play Clear Night.
Yeah, plenty of opportunities to see those on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Or in official photos as well.
Oh, the costumes, yeah.
Yeah, the costumes.
Yeah, but I'm definitely waiting. I'm
They will
looking
look good in
forward.
Blu-ray.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not sure if we wanted to say anything about the pro shot of Black Knight. It skipped Metalism and Papaya. Those presumably will be on the Blu-rays, but they're not in the WoW. But they had The Legend, Maya, Mirror Mirror, Time Wave, Believing from the new album. So lots of new stuff. They also, as we discussed before, they also had another appearance by this alternate universe BABYMETAL, this time doing karate. And it occurred to me that makes 2 for 2 their choices of where the choreo makes them all fall on the ground.
Also pretty cool that they didn't omit that. You would think, just based on past WoW experience, that would have been the thing to cut, right?
Yeah, exactly. Trying to think what to say. Time Wave looks really cool. The visuals behind it, with the sort of the maze and all that stuff is quite pleasing. Anything specifically anyone wanted to mention?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so. Got to see it already. It's cool to see it again.
Yeah, it's also cool to see like what decisions they made in the pro shot. Yeah, in a way, I sort of feel a little bit bad for Black Knight because I what I want is Clear Night, but
right.
I don't know. The end of Black Knight is pretty special, I think.
Yeah. So anyway, so Clear Night, they'll play Clear Night on July 29th, and then we actually also got an announcement of the one edition, well, the various editions of BABYMETAL Begins going on sale, which will have both Black and Clear Night in it. That was quite recent. That was quite recent. 2 days ago, something like that.
Yeah, that was just a couple of days as we recorded.
Yeah. So shipped on October 11th. October 11th is that date keeps recurring. I think that's when they're playing in LA. That's when the forum was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's when it's shipping. There's the one edition, which is both 2 Blu-rays, 4 CDs, 112-page photo book for 264,000 yen. A limited edition Blu-ray, which is like the other ones. It's a vinyl-sized jacket. It's a 12-inch jacket, 2 Blu-ray set. And then there's regular editions, Blu-rays, DVDs, and then they have vinyls separate for each night. So you can get a Black Knight vinyl and a Clear Night vinyl separately.
I really need to stop buying vinyls.
Yeah.
They are kind of pricey.
Pretty cool, though. I mean, I think that's a fun decision, right? You get the live CD, 2 Blu-rays, and a 112-page photo book. That's a lot of photo book.
That is a lot of photos. I mean, that's...
Like, this is one of the rare instances, I think, where the price feels justified, and also the very favorable exchange rate helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of, would you say, how many pages was it?
112.
112, so, yeah, 50, yeah. Yeah, that seems about reasonable, because normally most of those photo books for each show are like, they're about roughly 60, 62 pages, something like that. So, yeah, that's pretty good for, I would guess, like, pictures per night. Yeah, that does sound pretty reasonable.
Yeah, I think this one is a big one, I guess. I wonder if it's going to be in a big box. I just remember, what was it, the 10 BABYMETAL Years one? It's like a cube.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the same dimension, but tall. Closer to a cube than a rectangle.
Yeah, and Legend Metal Galaxy was pretty huge, too.
Yeah, the exchange rate was very pleasing, though. It was a little bit frightening initially, but turned out not to be so bad.
It helps.
Yeah. Also, while we're talking about things you can buy or might buy, but probably won't, BMD Fox Apparel's back.
Now, yeah.
Have they fixed the thing?
No.
Okay.
It has not been fixed, but
fixed the thing
on their
one
website.
Thing on their website that I've always complained and moaned and groaned about. the icon being backwards on their main page. It's even after editing their website, it's still incorrect. And it frustrating.
What icon?
For BMD apparel. There used to be an icon that flew over the bottom of the website, and
it's still there.
It was it's still there, and it was reversed. It's backwards.
It's still reversed.
And it's still reversed. Even after they did the editing for the website. It's annoying.
Mm-hmm. I can see it there, right?
Fix your stuff.
Before the I guess we didn't say what it was. It's a golf set. Golf related items from BMD Fox Apparel.
Now that's why I was going to stop you for a moment, because yes, they do have a set of golf balls, which are, I think they're 4 black ones, 1 white one, if I'm correct.
2 black, 2 white, and a poker chip.
Oh, okay. So they have the golf balls, but the bags, the 2 sets of bags that they have and the hat are actually kind of cool. Like, I would have considered buying them, but shipping and handling. And I don't really need them either.
Yeah.
The hat, maybe, but that's one thing. But the hat's really cool because it has like a little magnetic, like pin that goes on the corner of it. But what's funny with that is that it's the old BABYMETAL logo because it still has the little skull on it.
You're right.
Yeah. But the rest of it's the bags are rather nice. They're big and it would be convenient. It doesn't have to be used for just golf. So it's pretty cool, I think. And they're nice. They're the nice, like, off, the dark gray and the black and the lighter gray colors and things, of course, that go with the normal BMD Fox Apparel theme. But, I mean, they're pretty nice. They seem like they're pretty high quality, too, so.
The pouch, I'm sure you can put other stuff in it, but the pouch does appear to be designed for, like, holding your golf tees and things like this. It's got a little...
Yeah, it's definitely a golf bag.
Yeah. But...
common golf items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I thought this stuff was pretty reasonable. Compared to the last round of things they put out.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
I actually bought the hat and the golf balls. They're sitting here next to me.
Nice.
I did.
Nice.
And they arrived already.
They shipped almost immediately.
Wow. Oh, really?
Yeah, they shipped like the day after I bought them. Yeah. The hat's really nice. The magnet for the ball marker BABYMETAL logo is extremely strong. So much so that I would not be concerned about it wearing it, playing golf and swinging, or doing other physical things in it and losing it.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Just keep it away from your cassettes. Are nice.
Yeah, keep it away from the cassettes. I mean, the golf balls are golf balls. I'm never going to play with them because I'll just lose them all on the front 9 and never see them again.
Aww.
But they're fun to look at. I have them displayed on my desk here.
Nice. Good conversation starter. But you work from home.
It is kind of tempting, but they are labeled. Oh no, actually, I was going to say they're labeled BMD Fox Apparel, but it looks like 2 of them have the regular logo on them.
Yes. Yeah. Excellent. So of all the hats they've released, I think it's the best hat they've released. So that's why I bought the hat because I don't have a branded hat.
Yeah, you know what? Neither do I.
Stealthy enough to wear in public.
Right.
If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You also don't have a branded wagon.
That's true. I don't have a branded wagon, but I did say apparel.
I wonder, can you still buy those?
Good question. I don't know.
What's the question?
Is it still possible to buy the? I think you can if you go into the archive section.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Outdoor wagons by Osmar.
Yeah, I don't think any of them is. I don't think any of that stuff is sold out.
I think the golf stuff is sold out, or at least the hat.
Or those are sold out.
I noticed on Osmart the hat was sold out. Yeah.
I don't think any of the camping stuff is though.
The wagon's still available.
Beautiful.
That was fun and out of left field.
Swing.
That's okay. What else? Let's see. So I don't think we knew about the upcoming Baby Metal Apocrypha, another one, show when we recorded last, did we?
No, that's also relatively new, which is also really cool.
Yeah, so it's 2 days, August 15th and 16th. I don't know, is it the one only? I know it's Japan only, basically.
I don't think so.
No, it's not the one only.
Okay. But it's a little venue. It's sort of like giving people in Japan the experience that everyone outside Japan gets normally.
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've done that. It's at Zep Pineda.
In Tokyo, yeah. But yeah, so there was a lottery for that. And I think it is over.
Yes.
It is.
Some people have succeeded in going or being able to go, and
yes.
other people have not, and that's as much as I know.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all there is to know, I think.
Pretty much. Other than only the Fox God knows what this show is about. If anything, or if it's just a normal show.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what to make of this. But it probably is going to be just sort of like what they do in all of the outside Japan cities.
Which would be nice, I think.
If I had to hazard a guess, that would be my guess.
Yeah. Does anyone know here how big the venue actually is?
Zep Pineda, I think it's around 2,000.
Okay.
That one's, the Zep venues are not huge, but they're relatively big and.
Okay. I think that's mostly gotten through the relevant stuff. I guess there's a maybe Summer Sonic had been announced. I think that was announced by the time we recorded last time, actually.
Yeah.
So it's held in 2 different locations on August 19th and 20th, and Baby Metal is in Osaka on the 19th and Tokyo on the 20th. Mm-hmm. One thing that's cool about that is that WoW is going to be devoting 3 channels to it for those 2 days. So much of it is going to be streamed. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Of course, it's WoW, though. You have to have a subscription or whatever.
You do.
Yeah. And I do, but the thing is that they're at least for the things that we wanted to see on WoW before, they are very strict on their blocking. So, they somehow managed to thwart all attempts to get through the geo-lock. So I don't know how easy it's going to be to see it as it happens, but it should be somehow available afterwards.
Yeah, somebody will put it on the web.
Yeah.
Yeah, most likely.
And then we mentioned this already, but the Rising Sun Rock Festival is a little bit before that, a week before that on Saturday, August 12th.
Just as an off note, but Maximum the Hormone's going to be there too at Rising Sun, which is kind of exciting.
Yeah, I didn't actually look at the list. Usually these lists are full of people I've never heard of. Somehow the oral cigarettes are always playing. I don't know. They seem to be playing every possible concert.
That's true.
But yeah, I don't recognize any of those names, but that is not super meaningful.
Fair enough.
Okay. Anyway, so maybe we can move on to the bigger things that happened. I suppose maybe we can talk about the end first. That's reasonable.
Yeah, that did happen too.
Let's talk about the end first.
Yeah, let's talk about the end first. That has nothing to do with us, but has everything to do with us.
Though that would have been also fun to end with the end.
I suppose.
We could have just said the end.
Oh, wait, but there's more. What?
So there's this artist, Lil Uzi Vert. At some point, a trailer for this upcoming album made the rounds because there was a section in it where a bunch of like band logos flashed by, and you could see that like one of those was at least stylized to look like the Baby Metal logo.
Yes,
and
very much
people
so.
said something that they heard in there sounded to them like Sue, and so everybody's trying to figure out like, like what does this mean?
At the very end of the video,
it was this sort of like epic anime something or other, and so there was debate like this has nothing to do with anything, right?
Right. Yeah, because it's like this guy, for those who don't know, Lil Uzi Vert is a rapper. But he's like an up and coming rapper who's gained a lot of popularity, but also, of course, has some notoriety. But for the most part, he seems to be relatively popular, and now is doing some crazy stuff, including, as we have now come to find out, is working with BABYMETAL. So all the like, is this really truly happening? Like, is this really her? Is this really them? Like, why did he get permission to use their symbols? It's because they're actually involved with the album. And it's with a song called The End, which in my opinion might as well be called BABYMETAL featuring Lil Uzi Vert, because it's like 75% them. And it was what was clipped at the end of the trailer, which the trailer itself is pretty cool. Just be aware that it does include some language. But the trailer is definitely worth watching. It's pretty cool. As far as the song has gotten a lot of like mixed reviews. Me personally, I thoroughly enjoy it. It's very kind of chaotic and very like old school BABYMETAL sounding to me, at least, and that's why I enjoy it. But I know that you two definitely have a little bit more information on it as far as like who produced it and all that jazz. More than I do.
Yes, it's on an album called Pink Tape. And it's, I think, an album that came out after a fairly long wait, and it involves a number of collaborations, including Bring Me the Horizon is one of them, BABYMETAL's one of them. There's a number of collaborations on it. Nicki
Minaj is one of them.
Yeah.
And one of the drummers from Blink-182 is Travis, the drummer from Blink-182 who does a lot of like solo stuff with his drumming. He's on one of those songs.
I saw the name, didn't know who it was, but yeah.
Yeah.
So it is, it's a little bit like, Metal Galaxy in that respect. It's a largely collaborative effort. Oh, Travis Barker is what we hear in our chat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so, and the whole album, Pink Tape, ends with this song called The End, featuring BABYMETAL. I'm not quite sure where this information came from, but I think we know that it was produced by BABYMETAL. It's listed on Wikipedia, but I don't know what the source of that was. And it is composed by Daisuke from Pale Dusk. So it's effectively a Pale Dusk song produced by BABYMETAL involving BABYMETAL, and there's a bit in there where Lil Uzi Vert sings. So it really is. I think it does really seem like it is pretty much difficult to tell on paper the distinction between an Uzi song featuring BABYMETAL and a BABYMETAL song featuring Uzi, right?
Exactly.
It is catchy. I kind of don't think that it would be I don't think they would have written it if it had been their song. The lyrics wouldn't have been that.
No.
I really do think this is kind of. It's a little bit dumbed down for the public in a sense.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. There probably would have, like you said, there would have been a little bit more involved if it was strictly their song. Probably a little bit more Japanese lyrics in it too, because all the lyrics are in English. So,
but I mean, one thing about this is that this is a super public place to be. So the Pink Tape hit #1 and I think Billboard 200, which is something that no other hip hop album has managed to do in 2023. So it's gotten a lot of eyeballs or ears or whatever it is.
Very much so, yeah. And apparently they have gotten, since then, the increase on Spotify listening has jumped up tremendously for BABYMETAL as well.
Almost like he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. No, it was I think it was good placement. And yeah, I mean, AJ Hartley did a little review of this kind of, right when it came out, and managed to squeeze out some depth that isn't readily apparent out of everybody's lyrics in there. But Yeah, no, I think it's not bad. And I think it's a good sort of promotional thing as well. So I don't know that I'm going to listen to it a lot, but I might listen to it some.
It's definitely on my playlist. I enjoy it a lot. Actually, the Bring Me the Horizon song on there on the Pink Tape album is actually really good too. It's called Werewolf. I thoroughly enjoyed it. That's also another Bring Me the Horizon featuring Little Uzi Vert type song. But that one's really good too. If anybody has a moment to listen to that as well, I definitely give that a recommendation.
I have to say that I just bought the Pink Tape, and I have not listened to much of it, but what I have heard of it, I don't think the crossover is going to bring me to Lil Uzi Vert, really.
Oh no. Yeah.
But this one song is all right, and maybe the other collaborations. They redid, what did they redo?
Chop Suey.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Called CS, and mostly people seem to have reacted negatively to that.
Yeah, I couldn't even. I stomached through half of it and had to turn it off. It just was not good.
But sold well. So, I mean, that's the thing. Many, many, many people now have gotten this unexpected experience. So
another one under Baby Metal's bed.
So we'll see what that does. I think it's probably it's set up relatively well. People who liked that enough to see what else they might find might well, be pleased with what they find when they look. So
that's true, yeah. And I got to thinking about that one day. I'm like, if someone's expecting a certain this specific sound, I mean, like if you're listening to the first song of each of their albums, I mean, they're all pretty different except for maybe Future Metal. Other than that, it's a slightly different sound than what was given on that song, but I don't know.
But they might really like the Unikitty theme.
Yes.
That's what this thing reminded me of, was Unikitty.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. I was going to say, someone did a mashup of it, of the end and Unikitty theme, and it was actually pretty good.
Funny Toss posted it in our Discord, but I don't know if he created it or whether it was just, because I think somebody else made it. I might be wrong, but...
okay. Well, either way, he shared it with us, and it was, that was great. It was really good. It was well done.
Yeah, they meshed together fairly well, and it's pretty much the same style.
Mm-hmm.
It might be interesting also to look into Pale Dusk too, if you like the composition, because that's who was in charge of composition and arrangement. So
I will have to do that, because it's. I know that's not everyone's taste, because like I know a lot of the complaint was like, I can't headbang to this, like there's no set rhythm and things. It's like you have to really view it from the under layer to really get the true rhythm of it, and not like what you're hearing straight up. It's, I don't know, I can't really explain it because I'm not very good at that, but it's it's not everyone's taste, but I think I will definitely give it a listen.
Yeah, it seems. I don't think so. This is somebody who has not specifically composed for Baby Metal before, I don't think. But anyway, yeah. So a lot of this song has the same kind of DNA behind it that regular, normal Baby Metal songs do. What else? I think it's possible we've covered all of that. Kevin, what did you think? I think maybe you have yet to fully opine on this.
Yeah, I don't know. I listened to it. It's okay. It's not going to make my regular playlist. I really like the exposure it gives them. I don't know. I don't really like the Unikitty theme for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
I don't like this one, I guess. It's a little too chaotic. I don't find the structure particularly interesting. But like with all things, I would need to see it live, because I've said that about other songs, Baby Metal or not.
Yeah.
That change very differently when performed in person.
And this one, like Unikitty, I bet will never be live.
Yeah, almost certainly.
That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. I mean, this is like a closer for an album. and it's not even theirs. I mean, then again, like, they, Bring Me the Horizon plays Kingslayer, like, all the freaking time, and it's, like, one of their most popular songs at this point in time with their current tour that they're on. Everyone, like, is like, it's Kingslayer, like, it's great, and they play, the audio in the background for them, but I definitely don't see that in the same vein for Lil Uzi Vert.
Yeah, I don't know. Having said that, it probably won't be live. No, I don't know. Maybe they will play it in the Uzi concerts. I don't know, but I will never be there to see it.
Same.
I think it's more fair to say you don't think they will collaboratively perform it, but Little Uzi will more than likely perform it at some point.
Yeah.
There we go. Maybe, yeah.
So maybe we can turn to the other topic then, which is we've gotten another thing now associated with the word metalverse. We keep getting things associated with the word metalverse. This one seems increasingly concrete.
Yes.
So there's a trailer. Maybe the trailer is the place to start. Anyone want to talk about the trailer?
Yeah, I can talk about the trailer. So they dumped a trailer. This is technically trailer 2 because we got a teaser at the end of the show in April on Clear Night. Mm-hmm. They in a very Marvel thing, the show was over, and then we got a 30-second blurb introducing the Metalverse. Go back in time and listen to when I tried to describe that on that episode. But it's essentially basically a Baby Metal lore video like we've seen before. But this time we're learning about the Metalverse, and it's just visual graphics and text. No narration on this one, so you had to actually read. And I can read the text here of what the trailer said. Mm-hmm. The Metalverse is a new world in the multiverse that we never knew existed. Going beyond time and space of the present, past, and future, reaching the new world stage through uncharted paths, a new story is about to begin. However, the story is not limited to just one. As many pieces of Metalverse as there are Metalverse elements, stories are born, and the life forms, plots, and endings that appear in them are constantly changing. There is no correct answer for Metalverse. By the, quote, appearance, end quote, of Metalverse, the story will create the next story and the next verse. The Metalverse phenomenon will occur in a world line different from Baby Metal in this summer.
Yep.
You should be a voiceover person, Kevin.
So some of this does really sound like, Chat GPT attempting
Maybe
something.
A little bit.
It sounds like a non-native English speaker trying to write a trailer voiceover in the style of like Marvel, but doesn't quite have the command of the language that you would expect from a native writer.
I always still have this kind of feeling of like the origin of the project being this kind of like pretend you're viewing the world from a little kid's perspective, seeing all this epic stuff, not quite understanding where it fits and how it fits together, but just like, lasers and robots and, whatever are cool, portals. And it really does sort of feel like this is what a little kid would make up as a big epic thing, based on kind of like absorbing what they've grasped from Marvel or whatever. It still feels like that to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it still feels like we're doing this. It's not like Marvel coherent. It's just like Marvel epic.
Correct. I think that's very fair.
Yes.
And we do kind of have some ideas of what's going on. I think it's pretty clear that, the quote, other Baby Metal that performed Doki Doki Morning and Karate in the last 6 months or so are part of this Metalverse existence. There have been teaser images. Actually, the same kind of imagery we got for the other one. You remember when the teaser image that looked like an amalgamation of Sumoa and now Momoko's face, all kind of pixelated and jumbled. We got almost the exact same kind of image. And I think it's pretty clear that the dominant face of that graphic is Miko Takada, the same person who did the vocals for the other Baby Metal live here this year.
Yeah, it looked a lot like her for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's, I think, nearly impossible for it to be anybody else.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so what I don't remember is whether this trailer actually mentioned this or not, but this may be where it was mentioned that we have an event, the Metalverse #1 unboxing, which is happening August 24th, August 25th at Spotify O East. You can buy tickets. If you buy an NFT, then you get the ability to buy tickets early, or at least be in a lottery to buy tickets early. That's pretty much what we know.
Yeah, and it does actually cut the cost of the ticket itself minus the cost of the NFT. So you're basically paying like the same amount you would normally anyway. So, instead you get a neat NFT along with potentially a chance to win the ticket for the same price.
I think more importantly, if you really want to go to this thing and you buy the NFT, you have 2 chances at the lottery.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really, right. I mean, that's the game here. Nobody. I don't think anybody in the world is buying these things for collecting the NFT. They want to go to the show and they want to make sure they get a chance to enter the lottery and get a ticket, because it is a pretty small. Spotify O East is like 1,000 people, 1,300, something like that.
Yeah, that place is relatively small. I know there's a lot of like smaller bands that play there, smaller groups.
It seems like the kind of thing that might be a concert, probably.
I think
but we actually really don't know much about it. All right. But I think one thing that maybe we can also mention this in the same moment as we talk about this is that we also had another weird addition to our knowledge here, which is that Summer Sonic in Tokyo added Metalverse as like an opening band, or an opening act, I guess maybe is a better way to say that.
Yeah, so the week before the concert at Spotify O East, they will appear at the beginning of Summer Sonic in Tokyo.
Yeah. Doing something, but I mean that is a concert, right? I mean,
that is a concert, yeah.
We're not expecting like a juggling act or anything.
Yeah, no, I mean, I expect this to be a musical group, especially if they're at Summer Sonic. We know who the three likely candidates are to at least start this thing, right? That's Miko Takada, lead vocal, Koko no Kato, and Saki Kimura. Those are the 3 girls we saw twice doing Doki Doki Mining and karate. It asks some interesting questions to speculate around. What is it? What are they going to do?
Right. What comes after Metalverse #1?
What comes after Metalverse #1? They dropped some more lore. The number 9 seems significant to me. The trailer talks about how there will be 9 people surrounding this person. So my thought is this a solo project for Miko Takada with 9 Avengers, basically, that rotate in and out as a trio?
Could be.
That was kind of where my head was going with that. Because I think it's a lot harder to replace your lead vocalist in any group. And she's pretty good.
But there's also, I think, a question about, like, how does this in the future relate to Baby Metal? Is this a place to put songs that Baby Metal doesn't play anymore? Is it a project that has its own separate path of musical content? Is it going to be in the same style, or is it going to be different in some way?
All great questions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and maybe one super interesting question is, are they going to have a band?
Yeah, I've been noodling around that one a little bit because I had the same thought. I really don't know. Yeah. There's no reason they have to have one. They could bring back Baby Bones for something like this, and it would kind of make sense. But then once I kind of convinced myself of that, I also think they're playing Summer Sonic. I think they would know better than to throw Baby Bones on Summer Sonic's stage.
Maybe like Rockafire Explosion. but I mean, certainly they wouldn't necessarily need to have someone pretending to play. It could just be a MacBook back there plugged into something.
It could be, but I also think and Koba said this many times, they learned pretty quickly that they were better with a live band.
Mm-hmm.
So if he wants this to work in the same way, or at least, I don't know, have the same level of respect, maybe you would think that he would acknowledge the lesson that he said he learned already and have live musicians. But, who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just don't know enough about this to really pinpoint anything. It's just we kind of have to wait until Summer Sonic happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have to wait a whole long to see what this is. I'm low-key pretty excited for it, if I'm honest. I've been doing the whole yarn on the wall, trying to connect the dots in my room, trying to figure out what this is.
Nice.
I definitely have thoughts and theories, and of course wild speculation. I don't think it makes sense as just a cover band.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I think there are a number of things that don't really make sense.
So I think we can learn a lot just from inferring about what just does not make sense for this to be. It doesn't make sense to be a replacement. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to just be a cover band.
So then
I guess it is quite reasonable to think that perhaps Baby Metal will stop playing some things, particularly as their repertoire increases. So, if they wanted a place to play a song for, that could be one way to do it. But it doesn't. That feels not right to me. That doesn't feel like a good direction to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my thoughts on that are, I think we know for a fact that Koba has a little black book of songs that have never made it public that he had either in mind, written, or partially for Baby Metal, right? Mm-hmm. If those songs are old and kind of in that older first album written for kids style, and I think the direction that Baby Metal is taking now is, that more mature adult, the other one was much closer to, to what you think of when you think of metal, and then say the first album, right? There's no songs about chocolate or waking up in the morning or, going to school, bubblegum time machines, things like that. So if he's got a bunch of content in his back pocket that he wants to get out in the world, but doesn't make sense for Baby Metal, maybe this is his creative outlet for that content.
Yeah.
Which would be really cool. Because I know there's just so many people who kind of miss that a bit and kind of like the old style of things. And I think that would be a good way to get that out there. I mean, of course, then there's other bands too, but, Baby Metal, of course, had their own style and way of doing things, which was more, heavy metal based and had their, J-pop and all that stuff attached to it. So, I think it would be a good way of doing it.
Yeah, and I think my guess is it'll also feel kind of like the very first concerts for Baby Metal. I think we're gonna hear some cover songs because they don't have a full album, right? And if that is truly the direction they're going to go with some of that older stuff he's written, or even new stuff in that style he doesn't think is appropriate for the main group anymore, we might get some of that first album content kind of mixed in the same way they used to cover like, Love Machine, Over the Future, stuff like that back in the day when they didn't have their first album out,
I see what you're
right?
saying.
So they could use the older Baby Metal content to fill their set list.
Yeah, I see what you're saying now. Okay. Yeah. That would be actually kind of neat because like there's been like an odd dream of mine where I would have loved to have seen Baby Metal cover Disposable Heroes by Metallica. Albeit I know that is like a huge undertaking because that song is like stupidly long, but I think it could very well be very well done being covered by Baby Metal. That undertaking, yes, but I think that would be so cool if it could be pulled off. Even current Baby Metal could probably even do it at this point too, but having a younger set of kids, doing that as well, both ways would be fantastic.
Yeah, well, I don't think they'll cover stuff that's not Baby Metal. I don't see that happening.
I would.
Fair enough.
Well, so when they covered stuff in the past, generally they were baby metalizing something that wasn't metal to begin with, right?
Well, true. You're right.
Like I'm just sort of looking over the lyrics of Disposable Heroes. It does not sound like what we would have expected Junior High Sue to sing.
No, probably not. But like I said, I don't know. Like I said, it's still, I believe it'd be well done. But either way, I know it's probably never going to happen. Like I said, pop dream or pipe dream. There we go.
Pope dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. So then I guess what I was also trying to figure out is whether, well, two things: whether Metalverse is actually the name of this assemblage of people, or whether Metalverse is some sort of overarching, like if Metalverse is the spectacle and someone is performing in the Metalverse, right?
I see what you're saying.
Because Metalverse is kind of just a weird name for a group, and doesn't fit all the prior uses of Metalverse either. Right.
I don't think so per se,
but so I guess I'm wondering if whatever the group is, it has its own identity, or whether it really is just more Baby Metal, the B side of Baby Metal.
I mean, I think it's kind of what they've told us. It's, it's the alternate what if Baby Metal, right, from when they were younger. So I think they're performing as Sumo and I suppose Yui in a what if scenario inside the Metalverse.
Yeah.
And if there's 9 of these things, Metalverse number 1 coming up through 9, we're getting 9 openings of the portal and into the Metalverse in some way.
Yeah.
And then maybe they do emerge at the end of that as their own thing. Who knows? Or it's just something for them to do this summer.
Yeah, that was kind of what I was thinking about too there, is that, I mean, what we know, what it says is, the Metalverse phenomenon will occur in a world line different from Baby Metal in this summer. Mm-hmm. And that could mean that something's beginning, or it could mean that it's really just a summer project.
Yeah. I don't,
it kind of seems like they're leaving the door open.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't see it sticking around permanently, because I do think that would cause some brand illusion.
Yeah.
Unless they can go a completely different way from what we saw at these last 2 concerts, it's going to be exactly the same to the layman on YouTube, right? They're not going to be able to really tell the difference, and you don't want that brand illusion.
And I mean, I guess the other thing is Baby Metal fixed the fact that they, aged like humans do. And do we want to do that again?
Yeah.
I mean, is it another separate set of people now going to debate, like, what do we do now that we're adults?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So I had another interesting thought when I was connecting yarn on my wall. This one just this morning. We've seen 10 younger girls before at Baby Metal shows very recently.
Mm-hmm. Interesting thought.
Yeah. At the beginning of the other one, at Makahara Messe during Metal Kingdom, there were 10 apostles. And we know that there are 10 people as part of this Metalverse, and that 9 surrounding 1. So did we already see everybody? Did this already start? Was that the first inclination of seeing 10 people do something else?
I think that might be possible. That might be. Also, we had the Revelation video, which showed us 10 people. So perhaps this has been prepared for a long time.
I'm pretty excited. I think it's cool.
Yeah, speculation aside, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was intrigued enough to get the NFT and enter the lottery. I haven't decided if I win, if I'm going to go, just because that'll be very last minute and expensive, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But it would be fun.
I'm just going to try to wait until the inevitable final show tour date.
Yeah, I mean, the nice thing about this is we don't have to wait too long.
Right.
By the time people are listening to this on our feed, it'll only be about a month before Summer Sonic.
Yeah.
True that.
So we don't have to wait very long to get some answers, or to at least see who's starting, because I imagine who's performing at Summer Sonic will perform the following weekend at Spotify.
Right.
True. I don't think they would. Yeah, I don't think they would do something silly as switching out from one performance to another. But then again, who knows?
Well, yeah, I mean, if they're really okay, so if it's limited to the summer, they're trying to get 9 done, and it's already August by the time we get Metalverse number 1, then they might well start flipping people around.
I stand by the only firm thing I'll say is I think Miko is going to be the vocalist throughout.
Now that we've seen the pro shots and stuff, she was good. I mean, like,
she's extremely talented.
Oh, she's very good. Yeah. She did a really
I think
good job.
she's one of the best vocalists Sakura Gakuen has produced in those 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have quite the same power and presence that Sue does, but she also doesn't have nearly as much experience.
I was going to say, I think that would just come with time, to be honest.
Yeah, I think her voice is just as good.
Mm-hmm.
It's just younger, and I think she's 16. By the time Sue was 16, she'd already toured internationally a lot and been doing this for a while, so it's not really a fair comparison.
No. But she's got the potential.
That's what's important.
Yeah, I guess another thing I was wondering about this whole thing was, and maybe what we're speculating here now solves that, but whether there would be people who would be like fans of Metalverse but not of Baby Metal.
Definitely.
I believe that it goes the other way. I know that there are people who are Baby Metal fans who are like, some Baby Metal fans are Metalverse fans, some Baby Metal fans are not, but I don't think there would be Metalverse fans who are not Baby Metal fans.
I could see it.
Except maybe coming from Sakura Gakuen.
Yeah, I think that. And I think, maybe some people that left the fandom when Yui left could get back into this.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, okay, but I think I would still count them as it's not like you would discover them through Metalverse, and
that's true,
and then come to Baby Metal.
That's true. I definitely think this group is for us first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's unless they went some other direction and developed their own identity and all that stuff, but it doesn't feel like that's likely.
I don't think that's what's happening here.
I wouldn't be against it if they did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'll say. Sorry.
One abstention from Maggie.
Yeah, I know. Gotta be the odd one out.
Yeah. Anyway, well, so soon we'll know what they did for number 1 at least.
Yeah.
I do suspect that it's like the language around it is all blown up much more than the actual practical reality of it is. Just like the digital gallery restoration project.
I'm sure.
As always.
Yeah.
It's probably relatively straightforward in the end.
Probably. I would think so. Though I wouldn't mind if it filled the gap in my life that was Sakura Gakuen in a metal rotating cast every few years. That would be fun.
Oh yeah, if it persists. That this is just like the new incarnation of Sakura Gakuen.
Yeah, this is a Koba saying, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
That would be kind of cool.
Well, it's definitely better than if it had turned out to be like Pastel Wind or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is my least favorite of the subunits. But anyway, it's possible we have squeezed everything out of this that we can, but it's an interesting time.
Oh yeah,
it's fun to be a fan again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to. I mean, we're looking forward to things to next year. So yeah, it's great to be a Baby Metal fan right now.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else we want to say, or should we close this off?
I don't think so.
I think we've pretty much covered everything.
All right. That's it for this episode. You can join us on the Baby Metal Podcast Discord to continue this conversation. Rating the podcast on whatever platform you listen on will help people find it, so please do that. We'll be back here at some point, 2 weeks, a month, whenever that is. We hope you'll join us then. And until then, see you.